Today's card is pretty obvious. Even if I were focusing only on Standard, it would still probably make the cut. But since it's been showing up in Legacy, it becomes an easy choice. It's Tiago Chan's invitational card, Snapcaster Mage. First, there was the mental misstep problem, which they quickly rectified, but the Snapcaster is another issue. The blue decks might actually be too good. If you've got 4 Swords to Plowshares inside another 4 removal spells, you have a virtual 12 removal spells against an aggressive deck in Legacy. That's unheard of for blue decks. If you're disrupting a combo deck with Thoughtseize and Hymn to Turok, you have 4 additional copies of those cards. Snapcaster's a super awesome split card with a 2/1 body attached. The last Legacy Open had 8 blue decks in top 8, and half of them were Snapcaster decks. It's almost always wrong not to play it. Snapcaster's warping the format to a point where Red Elemental Blast and Spell Snare are the best cards. It's changing the way that we build decks. For the first time in a long time, blue decks are starting to play 24 lands in Legacy. With Snapcaster Mage, you want to hit all of your land drops, which makes playing basic lands more important. It also makes you wasteland proof until you don't care anymore, and makes you not want to play wastelands yourself. Your land drops are far more important than theirs. It also changes the way your sideboard should be built. Is Leyline of the Void really the best answer to the graveyard decks when you could be Snapcastering surgical extractions? Even if you really want that Batterskull dead, is Corrosive Grip better than Nature's Claim? For the most part, you want to use the cheapest cards possible to increase Snapcaster's effectiveness. There's a big difference between 3 and 4 mana in Legacy. For example, if all you were Snapcastering were 2-drops, I'd probably advise you to play Fact or Fiction, Jace, Cryptic Command, or Moat instead. Those cards are far better 4-drops. When opponents are doing their best to mana screw you with Stifle and Wasteland, and further punishing you with Daze, you're going to notice the difference between 3 and 4. In Standard, it's Mana Leak, Doomblade, Forbidden Alchemy, and whatever else you want to put in your deck. Spite Malice never impressed anyone, but Snapcaster is more like a split card with 5 modes than it is Spite Malice. On top of that, Snapcaster is great at holding a sword. If you need a Doomblade or Mana Leak, he's there, but the 2/1 body is only worth the effort if you can take advantage of it. As is the case with most awesome cards, Snapcaster is annoying to play against. If you put them on having a Snapcaster and a Mana Leak, you can't walk your next 2 spells into them. You need another plan of attack, but often there isn't one. And if you just pass the turn, they start sculpting their hand with Think Twice and Forbidden Alchemy. In Legacy, there are cards in place that deal with Snapcaster, but it's not so easy in Standard. Last weekend, I used Surgical Extraction to good effect in my Infect deck, but it's not the best answer for everyone. I also want to see their hand and get rid of their counterspells so my expensive cards like Lash Writhe and Skithiryx would resolve. In Mono Red, that's probably not the best solution. With Red, you'd rather have another threat. If you get into a situation where you need to peel a burn spell to kill them, you're going to want to kill yourself if you draw an Extraction. Snapcaster Mage has fundamentally challenged the way we build decks, choose decks, and ultimately the way we play Magic.